hmm the larger your project, the larger your credit. But don't do business with an installer who will help you, wink, wink, by adding costs that aren't directly related to generating electricity. Yeah. Now it says these inverters, they convert DC power produced by panels to AC power used by the house. Yes. So they're not converters, they're inverters. Yep. hmm hmm this federal solar tax credit on Form 5695. Yeah. Could you get me all of those for the last 10 years? Yes. As well as any and all tax credits available for those that are manufacturing what's known as renewable energy. Mhm. Now, there's a possibility that instead of using an inverter, right, I could actually design a direct power electric generator that produces alternate current electricity. Yeah. Now, I don't know if anybody's worked on this yet, but if my solar renewable energy known as hot roof technology that uses desalinated salt, yes, garbage and the magnification of sunlight, yes, or my solar water technology that uses water, a type of structure where it focuses the sunlight on a piece of tinfoil in the bottom of the tub there. Yeah. And then it points it up through the solar film itself, producing electricity. These are all direct current kinds of power production. Yes, sir. Now, I would think every one of these innovations has some sort of tax credit available to it. But I just wondered if I was to sell a little motor called a generator. Yes. Is it possible to use the direct current of sunlight, solar, to manufacture alternate current electricity instead of using an inverter? Now, this is something I'd like to research. Oh, somehow I think it is available, and that inverters are unnecessary. Yes. In fact, the use of an inverter might diminish the amount of electricity available to those that have solar panels. Poop. Now, I'm going to want to work on this. Yes. Large investment, maybe $1. Now, there's a thought, okay, that instead of inverters, we should be selling electricity generators that are direct current generators that produce alternate current electricity. Yeah. Now, there might be some investors that consider this. See, I did a calculation this morning that if I were to put away $1 million for every baby born, yes, yes, at 5% annual return, that's $50,000 a year child support, yes. And it's understood that one day after the second birthday for the next 16 years, the child lives with me for half the time. Yes. And when I consider the various billions, quite possibly trillions of dollars that I'm going to have in actual assets, my concern was that I support my family. Now, you as a potential mother, those that would wear aprons, yeah. And for you that dislike your spouses that are really good at your jobs, and I send you an invitation to have an actual human resource interview where I find out what your strengths are. Yes. I would suggest that you come home once a month until you're dissatisfied. Don't divorce. No. Now, let's say, okay, I have 10,000 children over the next 12 years because of the amount of wealth that I'm planning on having. Yes. I put away $1 million. I have to get a 5% return on that $1 million to pay child support every year. But if I get more than 5%, that additional amount of income I could invest in other investments, yes, that I myself could manage as a father. Now, I myself, I'll tell you right now, I would never agree to have a baby with a man that promises $50,000 of child support unless I had a reasonable assurance that that investment would not diminish in value for the full time of the individual until they're 18 years old. But what if I was to leave it there until the day of my death, approximately 70 years from now? Now, there's this concern, okay? I have an obligation to pay child support, okay? And you're a large breasted woman. You like the idea of a belly bump. You want to give birth. Yes. You want to lactate your breast. Yes. Now, I thought maybe I should put $2 million away, but that would be $20 billion if I had 10,000 children. Yes. I thought about preferred stocks because they do pay a yield. Then if I thought about U.S. Treasuries, they're the most secure investment throughout the world. Yes. Could you get me the employees of the Treasuries? My concern is, yes, as an actual investor in the United States of America, yes, is you are not stimulating the economy enough for me to get interest rates to 7%. Yes. And I'm kind of getting a little upset about it right now. Now, if this economy, yes, was stimulated so as to cause inflation, yeah, there would be an obligation to raise interest rates to the point where it would get to 7% Fed funds rate, where I would feel comfortable buying a 10-year treasury at approximately 8, 9, 10%, yeah, depending on where it is at the time. Now, I know you say it would choke the economy, choke it, choke it. But there's this idea. If you, the United States Treasury, would understand exactly what laws are being violated, so on and so forth, so on and so forth, so on and so forth, I could actually have you put in prison for refusing to stimulate the economy. Now, my voting rights are being violated, United States Treasury. Yes. And there's the use of fraud and forgery where the full faith and credit of the United States Constitution is involved. And it seemed to me that the Supreme Court justices of the United States never considered, yes, not only the geographic jurisdiction of the United States of America, yes, but as a citizen, wherever I am at any nation of the world, yes, they have the legal right to hear any case as it involves the Constitution and its interpretation. Now, let's say the Supreme Court justices don't want to get up off their ass